historic model of care assessment is one where a carer has to approach a service, and that service has to be available to sort of work with the carer. We've struggled historically to have evidence-based outcomes from assessments.
We need to modernise our approach to the way in which we work with people or interact with people. So they'll be grabbing the time that they've got available when they've got that time available, and that can be any time of the day, night for them. So for me, it's about convenience, and it is about accessibility.
It's very much that 9 to 5 analog offer, really, that might not suit everybody in terms of where their caring responsibilities are or their other commitments. If they just want brief information or a bit of a light touch.
Certainly the efficiency would be greater, and I think one of the challenges that social care services have is quite frankly not enough public funding to support need, and that local authorities are caught in the crosshairs of that challenge. So I think one of the things is can we provide forms of support within current funding regimes that enable particularly professionals on the one hand, but also people that use services who would otherwise find themselves in crisis, whether this actually acts as a prevention tool. And that means that, again, just as providers of care services can reprioritise around carers that might have more intensive needs, it allows professionals within the council likewise to be able to reprioritise and refocus.
For me, it's about the Care Act principles of enabling people to self-assess and therefore determine their own needs and solutions. I very much believe that individuals are best placed themselves to understand what their needs are.
The risk for me was that you don't know how much this technology and these kind of interventions are going to change over the next 5 years, and we wouldn't be able to tap into that. We could see that Mobilise working with us would enable us to start that work and stay at pace with what is going to be an emerging, quite potentially turbulent technological front. Had we not gone ahead with this kind of approach, then I think the world would have changed quite radically by the time we have actually had a chance to start to introduce some of this.
I think because it's there at any time for the carer to access, so it gives them that flexibility, and also potentially that openness of, would they say what they might say to Mobilise as a chatbot to a real person? I maybe don't even feel comfortable actually talking to somebody in person, but I want some information, I need some information, and the only time I'm free to be able to try and find that is at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there it is in the palm of their hand.
I suppose one thing that I'm excited about with this is the idea of transforming the way a traditional support service is provided. If you combine the dynamic care assessment with a wider package of online support, it might mean that a carer who would struggle to access an analog service can get a wide range of support, maybe all of their needs met, without ever needing to pick up a phone or arrange to meet a service provider during working hours.
I was always very struck and taken by the very strong kind of ethical position that you bring, and the carer experience that you all bring.
I think what struck me most about Mobilise and the way we've been able to work with Mobilise is as a service that's purely digital, that is if like a fraction of a much larger analog support system, that's a traditional model of service. They've been able to be incredibly collaborative with that larger group, and not just to see things purely through a digital angle. So that if, let's say, for example, someone using a dynamic carer assessment is demonstrating that they're going to need more additional support plan, maybe access to carers budget, they've been very good at collaborating with the other services around how that carer's assessment would then result in a referral into another service, so that that service picks it up.